Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping to a really fascinating screenplay. It's called Cine City, and it's by Jerry Bader.
Ah, Bader. He's got such a range, hasn't he?
He really does. I mean, you look at his work noir, detective stuff, spy novels, crime novels, even biographies, like Organized Crime Queens.
Right, or that one about cocktails, What's Your Poison? And then completely differently, children's books. It's quite the mix.
It absolutely is, which makes this screenplay, Cine City, even more interesting to dig into.
So what's the basic setup?
Okay, so picture this. A-list actor, Bobby Richards, huge ego you can imagine, hires this producer, Joey Watkins, who's seriously down on his luck.
Okay.
And the job, make an art film, but like a deliberately terrible one. It's a total flop.
Why on earth would he do that?
Well, it's a ploy. He's going through this nasty divorce with his wife, Terry. So he makes this film knowing it's going to be worthless and then signs the rights over to her.
Ah, so it looks like he's giving her an asset, but really he thinks he's giving her nothing. Class.
Exactly. Petty Hollywood revenge, basically.
I have a feeling it doesn't quite go according to plan.
Not even close.
Yeah.
That's our mission today, really, to unpack how this spiteful little plan just explodes. It brings in Hollywood egos, the criminal underworld, and, believe it or not, some incredibly potent baked goods.
Baked goods. Okay, now I'm intrigued.
Right. So, let's start at the beginning. The spark that lights the fuse.
Which involves Terry Richards coming home unexpectedly, I guess.
That's the one. Terry gets back to her, luxurious Beverly Hills place, and the maid, Maria, is practically blocking the stairs, looking frantic.
Ever good sign.
No, Maria's begging her not to go up. Terry just cuts straight through it, asks if Bobby's upstairs with his, and she actually says, Aussie SLT.
Wow. Specific. Suggests this isn't the first time, perhaps.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? The specificity is telling. Anyway, she throws open the bedroom doors.
And there he is.
Bingo. Caught red-handed, as they say, with the aforementioned Aussie.
And Terry's reaction? I'm guessing not quiet acceptance?
Oh, not even remotely. It's immediate fireworks. She yells, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep.
You couldn't just fuck her in an alley somewhere. You had to do it in our bed.
Oof. Yeah, that's direct.
Totally. And right then and there, she declares divorce and basically vows to ruin his career. The stakes are set, like, instantly high.
Yeah, she's clearly not messing around. It establishes her character straight away. She's angry, she's hurt, but she's also got fight.
Definitely. It feels like it's not just the cheating, maybe, but the sheer disrespect of doing it there.
Could be. That feeling of being underestimated, maybe, fueling the fire.
Yeah, I think so. So, okay, parallel to this, we meet Joey Watkins, our producer.
Right, the down on his luck one. Where do we find him?
Not exactly glamorous. He's in the basement of a strip club, the El Desnudo, looking like he just lost a fight. Which, it turns out, he kind of did. Trouble. Big trouble. He owes money to a local heavy named Tuco Jannaro, and Tuco's just paid him a visit. Yeah. Hence the bruises.
So Joey's already in deep before this movie deal even comes along. Debts, guys like Tuco.
Exactly. He's vulnerable. And Tuco is, well, he's something else.
How so?
Well, while he's basically threatening Joey, Tuco goes off on this tangent about his suit.
His suit?
Yeah. A silk shantung suit. Bespoke, Savile Row, the works. And he's complaining about how collecting Joey's debt is making it wrinkle.
Wait, seriously? He's worried about creases while roughing someone up?
Apparently.
Yeah.
The script even explains that silk shantung is from, like, Shandong, China. And it wrinkles easily. It's such a weird, specific detail.
That's amazing. Adds this layer of, like, absurd vanity to his menace. Darkly funny, almost.
It really is. So, Joey, looking like hell, gets back to his office, and who walks in?
Let me guess. Bobby Richards?
The man himself. And he lays out this completely bizarre offer. Produce a low-budget art film, keep Bobby's name off it entirely, zero involvement.
Just to screw over Terry in the divorce.
That's the core of it. He talks about artistic merit, wanting to do something small and meaningful, calls it Bob Dylan in reverse. Electric to acoustic.
Right, like that's believable.
I know. But it's clearly just a cover. He wants this worthless asset to give Terry.
And Joey. Desperate times, I imagine.
Totally desperate. He knows Tuco's out there. So even though Richards wants a 50-50 split of any, highly unlikely profit.
Despite Richards putting up all the money and wanting no credit.
Yep. Joey jumps at it. He needs the gig, any gig.
That 50-50 deal really shows how much leverage Joey doesn't have.
Exactly. So Richards asks, got a script? And Joey panics because his usual stuff isn't exactly art house.
Right.
So he yells for his assistant, Jeannie, who the script calls his girl everything. Very resourceful.
Okay.
And Jeannie digs out this script from the bottom of a huge pile. Title, The Dead-Eye Dick, by a guy named Jake Belinsky.
The Dead-Eye Dick. Sounds promising.
Joey doesn't think so. His internal thought is the Swiss cheese dick.
Ah, because of plot holes.
Presumably, yes.
Yeah.
Massive ones. But it's a script, so they need to go find this Belinsky guy.
And where does one find Jake Belinsky?
Well, this is where it gets even weirder. They go to a place called Kasha's Kitchen and Bikini Boutique.
Sorry, kitchen and bikini boutique together?
Yep. Venice Beach.
Yeah.
It's like half greasy diner, half swimsuit shop, waitresses in bikinis serving giant muffins. It's a concept.
A very specific concept. I'm guessing Belinsky hangs out there.
He practically lives there. He's known as the Muffin Man.
Of course he is.
So they get there, and suddenly the owner, Kasha, bangs this huge gong. The whole place cheers.
A gong.
A gong. And out comes Belinsky, covered head to toe in flour, hopefully flour, and everyone starts chanting, Muffin Man, we all love the Muffin Man.
Okay, this is less screenwriter meeting, more cult gathering.
It really feels like it. He's clearly a local celebrity or something.
So what's he like besides being covered in flour?
Well, Kashi is super possessive, acts like his manager or something. And Belinsky himself is a bit handsy. Tries to put his hand on Jeannie's leg under the table. Yeah. And he mentions his muffins have a surprise in them. Cryptic. But Joey's desperate. He gives him a check. Belinsky promises to revise the Swiss cheese dick.
The surprise in the muffins. I have a feeling we'll find out more about that later.
Oh, you can count on it. So while this movie madness is starting, the divorce is escalating.
Right. Bobby versus Terry with lawyers.
And what lawyers? Terry's got Nick Scarilla. The script calls him a primping venomous lionfish. Think slick suits, Rolex.
Got it. Flashy.
And Bobby's lawyer is Manny Sharp, the ugly, lumpy stonefish. Looks like he shops at Goodwill, but apparently just as deadly in court.
Love those descriptions. So flashy versus deceptively dangerous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Sharp's big move is to claim there are basically no assets left. Except
let me guess. The movie.
The investment in the Dead-Eye Dick. That's presented as the only thing of real value.
Which Terry must know is nonsense, right? If Bobby set it up to be worthless.
She's furious, totally suspects Bobby's hiding money. But then Bobby does something weird. He just offers to give her his share of the film rights. Says he wants to be fair.
That doesn't quite track with his original plan, does it? Maybe he just wants out of the fight. Or it's another angle?
It's ambiguous. But Terry, maybe seeing no other option, takes it. She gets the rights to this supposedly terrible movie.
Okay. Meanwhile, how's Joey doing with his other financial pressures?
Not great. Still gambling, still losing to Tuco at the El Desnudo. The script mentions him showing up with a Hello Kitty backpack full of cash, which is just...
Hello Kitty backpack! That's quite an image. Adds to the whole absurdity.
Totally. He tries to win big betting on a boxing match, picks a guy named Gonzalez. Disaster.
Yeah.
Loses again.
Oh, Joey. When will you learn?
Doesn't seem likely. So Tuco corners him again. And now Tuco's got a new offer.
Which is?
Forget the cash. Give me your share of this Bobby Richards movie you're making. Trade the movie interest for the debt.
So Tuco's starting to think maybe this movie isn't entirely worthless. Or at least the connection to Bobby Richards isn't.
Something like that. Or maybe he just wants something.
Yeah.
The alternative, Tuco implies, involves something bad happening to Jeannie.
Ooh, okay. Raising the stakes significantly.
Definitely. And Tuco's still obsessing about his suit wrinkling, by the way. And he mentions he saw Belinsky and Kasha hanging around Joey's office, so he's getting suspicious about where Joey's money is coming from.
Tuco seems oddly observant for a guy focused on his wardrobe.
He's sharper than he maybe lets on. So, okay, flash forward to the actual filming of the Dead-Eye Dick.
I'm almost afraid to ask what that looks like.
Think chaos. Utter, complete chaos. Mostly because everyone seems to be stoned.
Stoned? How?
Remember Belinsky's muffins? The ones with the surprise?
The surprise wasn't like extra chocolate chips.
Definitely not. The script references the Alice B. Toklas cookbook.
Right, famous for that hash brownie recipe, basically.
Exactly. So Belinsky's been supplying the set with these special formula muffins. And the result is, well, there's this one scene described.
Go on.
They're filming in a church. The assistant director, clearly high as a kite, is trying to direct. A homeless guy who is sleeping in a pew wakes up, wanders into the shot,
oh dear,
takes a swig of wine, and starts talking about how much he loves the smell of muffins in the morning. The AD just kind of incorporates it.
Okay, so less method acting, more muffin acting. It sounds completely surreal.
It does. And somehow they finish this thing, and they arrange a private screening.
For who?
For the key players. Terry, Tuco, Joey, and Jeannie.
Oh, I bet that went well. Especially for Tuco.
Tuco is livid. Absolutely furious. He's just watched this rambling, incoherent mess. He feels ripped off.
Can't blame him, based on the description. What about Terry?
Carrie has a light bulb moment. Watching this disaster, she realizes Bobby planned this. He deliberately made a garbage movie to give her nothing.
So the penny drops.
Yeah.
And her reaction.
Pure rage, but directed squarely at Bobby now. She wants revenge.
So the worthless movie suddenly becomes useful, as motivation at least.
Exactly. It's worthless as a divorce asset. She gets that. But now she has a new plan. She decides to team up with Joey and Jeannie.
Okay. An alliance of the wronged.
Kind of.
Huh.
And Jeannie has an idea. Get their share of the movie back from Tuco.
But Tuco owns Joey's share now, right? Why would he give it up?
Because he hates the movie. He tells them he wouldn't even, quote, wipe his ass with it. He just wants his original money back.
Yeah.
She sees no value in the film itself.
So he's happy to cut his losses and just get the cash he was owed? Interesting. That's a lucky break for them.
For a huge break. So they get control of the film back, and then the impossible happens.
Don't tell me it becomes a hit.
Well, not exactly blockbuster, but
No, just...
it starts getting into film festivals, thanks to Jeannie's connection.
Seriously, the Dead-Eye Dick. The muffin-fueled chaos movie.
They're the very same.
Mm-hmm.
And critics, they kind of love it.
Yeah.
But maybe not for the reasons you'd expect.
What do you mean?
The reviews are insane. They compare it to Robert Altman, Fellini, even Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong. Okay, that one I can maybe see.
Right. They interpret the randomness, the stone performances, the bum wandering into the shot as, like, deliberate artistic choices. Avant-garde genius.
That is the magic of film criticism, isn't it? Finding meaning where maybe none was intended, or at least not that kind of meaning, fueled by Belinsky's mind-expanding treats, as the script puts it.
Precisely. The ultimate irony. The thing made to be worthless suddenly has artistic cachet.
So what happens? Does this critical buzz translate into anything real?
Oh, yeah. Terry ends up making way more money from the festival circuit and distribution deals than she ever would have gotten in the divorce.
Wow, Bobby's plan backfired spectacularly.
Completely. Jody gets a 3-picture deal with a studio.
From the Swiss cheese dick to a 3-picture deal, only in Hollywood.
Right. Belinsky expands his muffin business, though he apparently attracts some FBI attention for his ingredients.
I'm not surprised. And Jeannie.
Jeannie finally marries Joey. And the final scene shows them all at this super trendy Hollywood restaurant. The martini shot, paparazzi everywhere, celebrities coming over. Total success story built on a disaster.
That's incredible. What started as pure spite ends up making almost everyone involved successful. Except, presumably, Bobby Richards.
Exactly. He's conspicuously absent from the celebration. So, yeah, the big takeaway from Cine City, I think, is just how unpredictable things can be.
Especially in that world. Hollywood, art, crime. It's a potent mix.
For sure. This, like, mean-spirited plan and this objectively terrible movie just spin off in these wild directions and somehow create gold from garbage against all odds.
It really speaks to that strange alchemy that sometimes happens. You just can't script it. Or, well, apparently Jerry Bader could.
He could indeed.
Yeah.
It leaves you thinking, though, doesn't it?
About what?
Well, just thinking about how often maybe something that looks like a failure or even something started with bad intentions might accidentally open doors or create opportunities you just couldn't see coming. Not just in movies, but, you know, anywhere. Makes you wonder what other disasters might just be successes waiting to happen like.
That's a really interesting thought to end on. What hidden potential is lurking in the things we write off too quickly?